your lyrics, how important are they to you? You know, are you trying to
Wow.
say something, or is is it really just to go with um is it really just to serve the song and kind of go with the meaning of the sounds you've already created?
Yeah, it, I definitely am saying something. I think that, which is tough, because I think, I mean, I think that if there's one thing that's like really important about my music to me, I think, I mean, other than the sound and sort of, you know, being in that, being in the sound and or just being engulfed in my music, I think that it it's definitely pulling, like I said before, it's pulling the vocal out of me. That's why, like, if it doesn't happen within like the first few minutes, sometimes I just like dub it as like as an instrumental.
Mm-hmm.
But it's it's very, a lot of times, very emotional for me. I think a lot of the things that I do sing about are emotional for me. They're tied to, either a time or multiple periods of my life. But I think more than anything, I think for the listener, I try to write it in such a way where it's it's kind of vague enough where the listener can make it their own. And because it means something specifically to me. It really does. It means something totally specific to me. And I think that I kind of started to, you know, develop this belief when I was a kid, and I would, I would sing to, my favorite vocalist, or sing my favorite track, you know, going through the hardships that I was going through, or I mean, even to this day, really. But knowing that the vocalist probably is singing something completely about something completely different, but for me, for me, it means this. This is
Right.
what it means.
Yeah.
And then it might line perfectly, but I guarantee that that person or that vocalist was not. Uh, I mean, they're not going through the exact same experience that I'm going through. So I think more than anything, like I said, I try to make it. I try to leave it somewhat vague in that sense, that I can allow a person to be able to, pull from it, you know, their experiences, like, and really kind of, feel their own, or align their own experiences into my track, if my track's, even worthy of somebody, to be able to, sort of feel that way, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally got you. I like to do a similar thing, except my lyrics, in like, to me, myself, they can mean so many different things at the same time. I kind of I like to treat lyrics as more like of like an artistic thing, where I'll just write down it's like starting a drawing, or starting a piece of music.
Yeah.
You just go, you just go, or for me at least. So
Right.
I just write down random fucking words, and then put them together
Yeah.
later. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, with, for instance, like, even like your music, like, I think, when I listen to like Holocaust, sometimes I find myself like, like, man, what are they actually talking about, and then, but within that, you kind of like, man, I could what if this, like, so much, like, they could be talking about this, they could be talking about
Right.
that,
Yeah.
but I think that more than anything, sometimes I mean, you might actually, the vocalist might make it very, very clear, the musician might make it very, very clear, this is what I am talking about. I am
Hmm.
talking about this specific thing, and I want to, which I think it's good when they can do that, is like, and I want you to feel the same emotion that I feel,
Right.
going into it. But sometimes it's just like sometimes it's just how it's being said. It's like, I want you to, sort of pull your own emotion out of it. Maybe, I don't know if that's what they're thinking. That's kind of what I get from it. But
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, but
totally.
yeah, yeah.